Здравствуйте, my fair weather friends, and welcome to another episode of Kachimuchi's Game and Spooks. This episode's creepypasta is titled Stolen Laptop, and I believe it has been posted anonymously onto the Creepypasta wiki. In this story, a morally gray person makes a morally gray decision, and ends up paying a price for it. But not in the way you might be expecting. This creepypasta is also one of my favorites because it has a sort of twist ending, in the sense that you have to make out the ending on your own. But don't worry, I'll be explaining it if indeed you need the assistance. Without any further ado, let us begin Stolen Laptop. The following was pieced together from a thread on 4chan's paranormal board from May 8th and May 10th, 2013. Hey X, I need some advice. I know this isn't technically paranormal, but it's creepy as fuck, and I'm not sure what to do. I go to college in the northwestern United States, and a few weeks ago, during a party I was at, I stole a laptop and an iPod. I don't need to hear about how bad a person I am for stealing. Yeah, I know, and that's not gonna help me now. I have occasionally stolen technology in the past to sell at pawn shops and stuff. I am pretty good with computers, so I can usually circumvent their passwords and stuff, and sell them as if they were my own. Anyway, the computer I stole had some fucked up shit on it. Like, some stuff that makes me think I stole from an actually violent and crazy person. I don't want to be too specific in case someone they know is on here. I'm pretty nervous about the whole thing. But my question is, does anybody know how to break into a TrueCrypt file? Is it even possible? There's one on here, and I'm not even sure if I want to know what's on there after the crazy stuff I found that wasn't even password protected. I usually go through the computer first before I delete everything. It's kind of exciting for me. It's like spying on somebody's life. I can see all their pictures and check through their browsing history. Sometimes there are even saved passwords on their computer for their Facebook and stuff, so I can check through all that. I never fuck with their Facebook or anything, I just scope out their life. It's pretty exciting, though, to kind of rummage through a person's life. But the videos I found on this computer, I have never seen anything like that before, even on crazy places like Motherless or Deep Web. They are obviously real, though. I kind of feel like I ought to go to the police, but I don't know how to explain how I came in possession of the computer. And I definitely don't want this guy knowing I stole his computer, and then turned him into the police. I can't even really make an anonymous tip because the house I was at was a friend of a friend. Obviously, I don't steal from people I know well. A ways away from campus, and I don't remember exactly where it was. And the computer doesn't have a name, like how computers usually have recovery info and account names and stuff. Yeah, I guess there's like no chance of him seeing it here, or tracing it back to me. And he obviously knows someone stole his computer, but there were a bunch of people there that night. But no, I am definitely not gonna put the videos up, or talk about the videos in specifics. I just want to know if there's any way I can see the encrypted files. Yeah, lots of people there, but the room was in the basement behind the stairs. People were down in the basement smoking weed at one point, but it was pretty much empty after that. So later, when we were about to go, I went down there to go pee, and just went into his back room real quick and threw the laptop and iPod into my backpack. Then we left the party soon after. Pretty normal room, although he did have a big Bowie knife sitting on his windowsill. Yeah, I guess. The computer had all the normal 4chan stuff. Lots of gore and porn. No reaction pictures or GIFs that I noticed. Fairly normal computer history. I mean, still had some gory stuff, but that's pretty normal nowadays. Ad eraser and CCleaner and TrueCrypt and stuff. But again, that's pretty normal for anyone who explores on the internet a lot and would rather be careful. But then I found the really fucked up videos. There are these, like, 3 self-injury videos, and one where he kills a dog. And none of these were password protected. He has a fucking TrueCrypt, and he didn't even bother to put these in there. That's what really makes me nervous. Just what the fuck did he bother to encrypt? No, you never see his face in any of the videos. No, the dog is like drugged or something, because it just sort of lies there and tries to get up a few times. Then he goes and puts this metal thing between its teeth so it can't close its mouth and cuts out its tongue. While he's doing this, the dog starts to roll around and squeal, so he puts the camera down while he holds the dog down and cuts out its tongue. Then he picks the camera up again and holds its legs down with his foot while he chops its feet off with a machete. The dog starts like this puking scream thing after 3 of its feet are gone. Then finally he flips it on its back and guts it. He puts the camera down during this part too, then picks it up again and just watches until the dog dies. It's disgusting. I literally had to throw up after I watched it. It's like a golden retriever looking thing. It's 12.5 minutes long. And yeah, the guy in it is pretty built. In the other ones, it's a guy putting cigarettes out on his inner thigh, nailing his ball sack to a piece of wood, like a table or something, and sewing his thigh up. He is stabbing this big needle into one side of his skin, and then the other, and he pulls the skin tight to make a kind of crisscrossing pouch. All 3 of them look like they hurt like hell. In the one where he nails his balls down, he sounds like he's having a fucking orgasm. The whole time he's pounding the nail and he's just moaning. Then he pulls back on his balls and stretches them out on the nail before he yanks the nail out. In the other 2, you only kind of hear him hissing. Pretty sure the guy in all the videos is the same. Well, it sounds like I probably can't get into the encrypted videos myself, so I guess I'm just gonna wipe what I can from the computer, take it apart, and throw it away. Normally I would sell it, but this guy is way too fucked up to play around with. I wouldn't want it somehow traced back to me. I probably don't want to know what's on the other videos anyway. I just kind of feel like I have to know, now that I've already seen all the other shit. Either way, this guy is really nuts, and should probably be in a mental institution or something, but is still just walking around. Honestly, this whole thing has really fucked me up. I was so physically sick and paranoid the first night I saw them. I have been freaking out that this guy was gonna come after me or something, and it's just so fucked in general. That people like this exist, and not just in the creepy backwoods, but in our liberal northwestern United States. I feel like I'm always gonna be less able to trust people after this. I wish I had never stolen the computer and seen this messed up shit. You're probably gonna call me a pussy, but seeing something on the internet that you know other people have seen, and that's probably fake anyways, is way different than seeing really crazy graphic shit that you can't tell anyone about, and knowing someone crazy now hates you, and would probably kill you if they found out. I really think that what's in the TrueCrypt videos? What else would this guy bother to encrypt? I will still open the encrypted videos if I can, and it'll probably be a few days before I wipe and toss the computer. If anyone can help me open them, I'll be monitoring X and B closely for the next couple of days. Just make a thread related to this, and I'll see it. The end. So that was the story of the stolen laptop. And like I said in the beginning, it's sort of an ending that you have to piece together yourself. Credit goes to Mutahar from Some Ordinary Gamers for kind of figuring out how the story actually ended. After all, he did the narration before I did, so technically, I don't think you can find his video on YouTube anymore, but if you can, he explains it also in his video. Essentially speaking, the entire story is about the laptop, but what else did this person steal? It was an iPod. And what do most Apple products have? Location services. And since this person was only recording this on 4chan for 2 days, that means whoever this was, whatever they were capable of, they likely found him using another Apple device. I'm not sure if that was intended to be the twist or if it was more a commentary on how crazy Apple users can be, but either way, I think this is one of the most creative endings in a creepypasta that I myself have ever seen. But more than that, I think this story is kind of a really cool commentary on how humans have evolved in this current day. It used to be hundreds of years ago, most humans did kill people, either in armies or by themselves, and it wasn't so abnormal to see people killing each other, But change that to today. People still kill each other all the time, but normally it's more controlled. You never really see soldiers or police kill people. It's always kept away from us. But the story serves to remind us that the brutality that we're capable of never really leaves, no matter how many screens or how many conventions you put behind it. Sometimes all it takes is for the wrong person to find the wrong computer, and they'll see the brutality that humanity is truly capable of. Not only that, but I feel the story is also a commentary on people today. How well do you know your friends? How well do you know your family or your coworkers? What do you think they search up when they're not in front of you? I mean, after all, if the psycho in the story had friends, they must not have known that he was capable of murdering dogs or committing self-harm. That makes you wonder what a lot of people in this world hide from each other, and what they're capable of as well. The thief even says in the ending that he'll be less likely to trust people after this, if indeed he lived long enough to judge people in that regard. I guess the moral of this story must be, don't steal things, or if you are, do not steal Apple things, because you might find something you don't want to see. Thank you very much for listening to this installment of Kachimuchi's Game and Spooks. Let's say you do us a kindness and subscribe or leave a comment in the section below. Thanks once more for watching, and farewell.